Find out why the home inspection is one of the most anxious moments in the whole process of purchasing a home. It drives everybody crazy, from the seller to the buyer agent to the seller agent. There's not a person that's not touched, but except the home inspector, that feels pain. If you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you some tips, tricks, and ways to navigate the home inspection process from both sides. And believe me, the things that I'm going to tell you are really helpful, because I guarantee you that if you don't put things in perspective and keep things in check, and as I would say, rein the home inspector in, you're going to have a lot of problems. I'm Brian, your Realtor Mentor. Follow me, like my videos, and leave a comment. And if you've got a suggestion or something, or a tip and trick of your own, I'd be more than happy to hear from you. DM me on the side. In order for you to mitigate or limit the damages that you're going to incur, you need to make some ground rules before the whole thing starts. Depending on the size of the home, you should only need anywhere from 2 to 3 hours if the guy is good. If it's a really small place, it's not going to take that long, including condos. Sometimes only take about an hour, hour and a half, and you shouldn't pay an arm and a leg for doing a condo home. So the biggest part of the problem, and you're going to see this on most occasions, is a lot of these home inspectors aren't certified, and they don't have a skilled trade background. This is a big red flag for me. If the person that's doing the home inspection doesn't have a technical mechanical background, like in engineering, or even better, a millwright, an electrician, or a plumber, you might have a problem on your hand. If this guy is one of those fly-by-night type home inspectors that only work 2 times a week, that's an issue. If you don't have a guy that's working full-time, it's going to be very complicated for everybody if this guy's shooting from the hip. A lot of times when these guys walk into the place, they think they're John Dutton from Yellowstone, and they got a gun on the side of their hip, and they're ready to start blowing away everybody. So you got to be prepared for something like that to happen. The home inspector, if he's thorough, is going to check everything from top to bottom. Roof, chimneys, eaves troughs, sides of the wall, parging. He's going to look for damages around the windows. Then he's going to go inside and he's going to check all the appliances. And I mean from fridge, stove, dishwasher, dryer, washer, and furnace and AC. Sometimes he won't be able to do the AC because it's wintertime, like now, and he's not going to be able to test it because sometimes there's a little limit switch there for temperature setting that they won't turn on in the wintertime, and they can't bypass that, so there's really no way to check until the better weather comes in. And the other thing you got to watch out for is if they start calling out do-it-yourself fixer-upper items that the buyer, when was going through, had saw or seen that there was a defect or a damage that was in the walkthrough for the listing presentation for the buyer agent, that they start bringing up. So they just can't come out and say, oh, there's a crack here, there's a bump here, there's a, you know what? This is not a home improvement situation for them to do. They saw the house when they went through. They can't go and call this stuff up after the fact when they've already known that it was there. And then when you get into a situation where there's some agents that try to encourage their buyer clients into grasping at an abatement, where they try to recover some of the extra money that they paid for the house by negating from the price. So as soon as they see an issue, they start to, minus this, minus this, minus this. This is against the law, and the agents can get themselves in trouble by performing things like this, because the Real Estate Council of Ontario, OREA, CREA, they all frown upon this. This is something that they're not allowed to do. So I'm at the home inspection right now, and I'm really talking low because I just had a situation happen that's just really, really irritating and also complicated. I made sure I told the agent that only the buyers should be allowed to come in here because my clients are not feeling very well, and we don't need to have people walking through the house that we don't know about. And it's cool that the buyers are here with their home inspector and the agent, but nobody else should be here. And I really insisted on not even having any parents or whatnot in here, because I just don't need a whole bunch of people clamoring around and stirring things up. Well, not even a couple minutes later, the home inspection starts. Somebody shows up at the door. It's a friend. They want to come and see the place and see what they bought. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man? I actually insisted on this. And even more frustrating is I tell the agent twice, don't let them inside here. And he still keeps asking me, like, with his nice face. It's like, you know what? Get the fuck out of here, man. You're causing a problem. I don't need another set of eyes or 2 pairs of eyes looking at the place and going, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong. You know what? There's a guy being paid to do his job. Let him do his fucking job. So the great thing about this is the fact that in this particular home inspection, it's in a townhouse. So there's a lot of pluses that go with this. And what I mean by that is that, you know, you've got walls on either side that are protected by the other building because it's a townhouse. So the chances of water damage are next to nothing. And the other thing is that the owner had just recently purchased a new hot water tank and a gas furnace, which is under a contract and only 6 months old. So this is going to really take away a lot of the home inspectors, you know, slicing and dicing the main appliances to see if he could find something wrong. I know everybody's excited about the new purchase and they spent a lot of money, but you know what? I even had the buyer, one of the buyers with her phone walking through, talking to her mommy and showing her the place. When we've got pictures online, I actually had to ask her to turn off her phone, which is actually pathetic because this is getting to be a little bit more, you know, of a deal breaker situation where I start acting like the asshole, trying to make sure everybody's protected from my side, but at the same time, making sure they're not disappointed and they want to pull the deal off the table because I'm being a jerk when I purposely said, don't do this. So as this goes on and, you know, the list grows, I don't know if it's growing or not, but you know what? It's difficult and it's stressful and you're kind of wondering what's happening, you know, as they're touching every single thing to see if everything works properly and something comes up, and then later on, hat in hand, you have to go back to the owner and say to them, hey, listen, this is wrong, this is wrong. We have to remedy the situation if it's legitimate. You know, if there's safety issues, safety concerns with the electrical, and there's, you know, problems with the pipe and the piping and water flow into the municipal sewer systems, you know, then you've got an issue. But guess what? You need to be prepared to know how to negotiate and mitigate most of this stuff with your clients and with the buyers to make things move smoothly. Anyways, I'll keep you posted as to what happens after this. But my name is Brian. I'm your Realtor Mentor. Follow me, like my videos, and leave a comment. It'd be much appreciated.